Hey everybody, I had a viewer ask a question. So how long do I stay? How many times should I forgive this person? Because I love this person. How long do I do this? How long can I do this? And the answer is the questions come from the entirely wrong place for a question to be coming from. These questions come as a side effect of having been with a narcissist. So let me explain. First of all, what you're doing is something that a narcissist does. You're projecting all the problems onto them. You say, how many times do I forgive this person? How long do I stay with this person? You're projecting the problem onto the person and making this other person the problem. Well, this person's not the only problem. Okay, they're maybe half the problem. The bigger problem is you, because you control you, and you are the biggest variable in your situation. You are also the part of the problem that you have the most control over. Did I say that already? Maybe, I don't know. But you need to focus on you. So stop focusing on them. How many times do I need to forgive this person? If you want an answer, here's your answer. 7. Feel better? No? Okay. Once. Forgive them once. How about that? No, that's even worse. Okay, 10 times. Forgive them 10 times. Okay, how about 70 times 7 and get a scoreboard there? That's what Jesus said. Forgive each other 70 times 7 times. But the problem is, I don't think Jesus is really talking about abusive people there. I digress. It comes from the wrong place. It comes from a position of projection. See, when you ask questions like that, when you allow yourself to have viewpoints like that, those are the easy viewpoints to have. We have these feelings, we have these thoughts, we have these viewpoints because they are easy to have. We didn't used to always think this way. We didn't used to always feel this way. A toxic person has a problematically simple psychology. They're not complex. They cause complex problems. No doubt. No doubt. Their manipulation tactics are incessantly complex and pedantic. But at their core, in their psyche, they're problematically simpletons. So, because it's never them. Well, the whole viewpoint you have is, if I'm right, then you're wrong. If you're wrong, then I'm right. And this has bled into your brain. How long can I tolerate being with this horrible piece of shit because I'm good and I've done nothing wrong? Well, that can be mostly true. But the bottom line of it is, narcissists and abusers know this rule all too well. When it is difficult for you to leave, then you will stay with somebody who is less difficult than the act of leaving. So they can be as difficult as they want, as long as it is not more difficult than leaving them. And this is how they get their jollies. This is where they get their feelings of power. Because if they make it more difficult for you to leave, then they can be even more bad to you. They can treat you worse. The more difficult it is for you to leave, the worse they can treat you. And yeah, they get off on it. That's how they build themselves up. Well, take a page from their playbook. Build yourself up. Build yourself up. Because what makes it more difficult for you to leave is the slow death of your spirit. The slow death of you, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually. The more you die, the harder it is to leave. Focus on breathing life back into yourself. And eventually, because here's the thing, when you work on yourself and you start rebuilding yourself and you regain your self-esteem, your self-worth, you start to build yourself and get strong again. The stronger you get, the easier it is for you to leave. Makes sense? This is why narcissists hate it when you start working on yourself. Because when you start working on yourself, it makes it easier for you to leave. And they already recognize this because they've seen the pattern their entire lives. You have not. So that's where the whole solution lies, is working on yourself. Build yourself up. And there's all kinds of ways that you can do that. Number one, start telling them no and feel good about telling them no. Watch my Rules of Engagement playlist. Just being armed with knowledge is going to help. So there's a Rules of Engagement for Conflict in the playlist section. Go check that out. The example the analogy that I give all the time, watch the movie The Exorcist and watch the priests. You need to channel what those priests have, right? Because what happens? Those priests go into the room where the little demon-possessed girl is, and what do? They say, no matter what the beast says, listen not to the beast. Don't focus on the beast. We're here to cast out the beast. Focus on, keep your head down and focus, and don't listen to it. And so they go in, and all of this crazy shit starts happening. The girl starts levitating. Her head spins around. She starts stabbing herself in the vagina. Stuff is floating in the air. Books are flying off the shelves. There's I think a snowstorm in there at some point. Who knows? But what do? They keep their heads down in spite of all of this. They keep their heads down and they focus on their prayer. They focus on the task at hand. They focus on what they are there to do. That's what you have to do. And anytime you feel a fight coming, anytime you feel a fight coming, go to that mental place. Invoke the Exorcist. They are now the green bile spitting, levitating, vagina stabbing, growling 8-year-old child. Oh, that suddenly makes a lot more sense now, doesn't it? And then keep your head down and focus. That being said, if you're with somebody who is physically abusive and there's actual real physical danger to what you're doing, probably not the best approach for you. If somebody is physically abusive, go to a shelter, go to a couch, live in your car if you have to. The best way to be homeless, it's called strategic homelessness. When you leave somebody, this is a real thing. You keep your trunk loaded with work clothes, and this is what you do. You live in your car, you get a 24-hour gym membership, and you have your cell phone, your car, your work clothes, and a 24-hour gym membership and your phone. Because when you have the 24-hour gym membership, you have a legitimate place to be all hours of the day and night. You have a little locker that you can use. You have a shower, and you have a place where you can sit and focus and study. They always have like a little sitting area. it gives you a place to be. So work and gym, work and gym, work and gym. That's how you escape a physically abusive relationship. And you can do it fairly well. The only other thing is to find places where you're able to sleep in your car safely. Never sleep in the same place twice. And shift days. So if you do find a place that you can stay for one night, don't do it every night. So there's that. But that's a whole other topic. Look up strategic homelessness. But back to the original question. It's hard to get started rebuilding your sense of self-worth and your self-esteem, because you say, however did I fall into this? And understand one thing: the tactics that they use can literally be found in the textbooks of human seduction science. Seduction is it's a science. It really is. The tactics that manipulators use come from seduction science. Either they've studied it, or they've just learned it in practice, or by observing others. It's a real science. And here's the thing: the instinct to mate intelligently, this is a really, really important quote. The instinctual urge to mate intelligently is stronger than the desire to adhere to any external moral code. Okay? In other words, it's more powerful than conscious decision making. They've tested this and confirmed it. When a desirable mating opportunity exists, the cognitive centers of the brain shut down. In other words, the problem-solving, rationalizing, recognizing right and wrong parts of your brain shut down. They shut down. They don't shut down. They shut down. Okay? This is, and we've all heard this, where they say, "Look, I don't know how it happened. I don't know why it happened or how. It just happened, and I'm sorry. I made a mistake." Okay? That's something that gets said all the time, and we think, well, it's bullshit, you know? But see, here's the thing. It's not entirely bullshit. What happened is they didn't know this fact, and or they didn't know to just not put themselves in the situation for it to happen. See, that's how we all learn it. We all know, okay, this person's sexually attractive. I need to never be alone with this person, because they would have that power over me, right? But if you don't do that, or if you don't know to do that, and you just think, oh wow, this person's really sexy, but they're also very nice, and I've never been around somebody that's sexy before, you start to feel good, and you start to explore. It's like, well, maybe I'm worth somebody like this, you know? Whatever it is goes through your head, goes through their head. And so, out of curiosity or ignorance, you put yourself in that kind of position, and then the next thing you know, you're falling on a dick. So, you know, that's why. You wouldn't know it unless you read and study seduction. The cognitive centers of the brain are going to shut down. You're going to mate. That's exactly how they got you. That's how you've stayed in it. Through seduction, they get those problem-solving centers of your brain to shut down, and that's why you're in the situation that you're in. The only way out is to work on you. Start building yourself back up. Watch the Rules of Engagement playlist and start focusing on you. I'm out of time. Thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, or share, and I'll see you on the next video.